Oh, God, I know this.
It's Ambassador Franklin, and that's the woman that he left his wife for, Rebecca.
Rebecca. Ambassador?
Making your boss look good. That's the theme for this week's The Weekly Strategy Memo. I'm Rich Taffel, president of RLT Strategies, and each week I answer a question on strategy from a world-changing leader like you. This week's question comes from Kansas, and it is, how do I handle a situation where your boss is taking credit for all of your ideas? Now, I want to be a team player, but I want to be recognized for my contributions. How do you balance the two? Well, that question reminds me of a story of a situation that I was involved with recently. I was mentoring a young person in their 20s, and they came to me furious. Rich, I helped my boss prepare a speech. I did the research, I gave the ideas, and my boss gave the speech. But nowhere in the speech or at the event did my boss give me credit for all the work I did. Well, I was mentoring and I had to tell them, hey, that's your job. Your job is to make your boss look good. Don't worry about it. Maybe it's just something about you 20-somethings. Just relax. And then something happened to me a few weeks later. One of my clients that I was working with had done an interview for a newspaper. And in the article, my client talked about all these innovative ideas he had had, all these great breakthrough strategies. As I read it, I thought, those are my ideas. Those are my strategies. And he's not giving me credit. I was no different than the young person I was mentoring. I was angry because I wasn't getting credit. Reality check for all of us. So it's not just about young people, all of us. We are all the heroes of our own dramas. We all tend to think very highly of ourselves, our ideas, and we like to take credit. And some people like to take credit more than others. I'm a perfect example. That's one of my big flaws. I like to take credit for all kinds of things. The sun came up today. That was my idea. So I've got that problem. I've got to keep my ego in check. And that's my first bit of advice to you. Try a little bit of humility. Yes, your job is to make your boss look good. We could all be a bit more humble, and maybe it wasn't all our ideas. Maybe our bosses or the people we're working with have their own ideas. So my first suggestion is check your ego, and I'm a good example of someone who has to work on that. The second thing, though, is once you've checked your ego, there is a way, particularly when you're working for someone else, to work going forward on this, and that is in your evaluation process. In your evaluation process, say to your boss, I want to be measured on the ideas and innovations I offer the company or the organization. They might think, well, that's kind of silly. You don't really have ideas or innovations. That's not what we're paying you for. But it included in your review process. Then a year later, when you're being reviewed, you have the opportunity to list out the things that you believe you contributed. Now, it could be a reality check when your boss says, these really weren't your ideas. These were our ideas. But the chance is that you get a chance to tell what you've done in a very formal way, and it does affect your contributions. So it is important for you to A, check your ego, B, find a structured way to share your contributions, because frankly, your payment and value does matter on what you've contributed. Third, after that's done, you may be working for a narcissist. You may be working for someone who's such a hero of their own story. There is no way they could ever share any credit. That's not a very comfortable place to work. I work mainly in Washington, and there's no place more full of heroes of their own stories that really don't ever take time to thank their staff and give credit to other people. So I'm very aware that there are narcissists. If that's the case, it's probably best to look for somewhere else to work. I hope you can take that advice. This is Rich Taffel, and thanks for watching.